those signs ASAP. So Frank, how many do we need?
At least 2.
Okay, and it needs to say 40 miles per hour.
Yeah, 40 miles per hour.
That's okay.
We'll be out there as quickly as possible.
Thanks, Leland.
The easiest way to describe what we do is that everything from building line to building line belongs to us. So if you step out of your home, you're on the sidewalk, then you have the curb, you have the roadway, traffic signals, roadway markings, and everything in between. We affect every single New Yorker every single day, and even if they don't think about us, we're affecting them. So it's as simple as, is your sidewalk clear of any trip hazards? When you cross the street at an intersection, are those lane markings intact? We have a big responsibility to keep New Yorkers safe on our roads, and that can mean a variety of things, but I take that to heart. Hi, I'm Margaret Forgione, First Deputy Commissioner at the New York City Department of Transportation. I oversee all of the operational units within the agency. When I first came into the agency, it was all about what we call level of service, basically how quickly vehicles can move through intersections. And then I would say about 15 years ago, it started shifting. And we started looking at, like, does it make sense? Are we just trying to cram more cars into New York? We literally don't have room to just keep shoving in more vehicles. So what we started to do was looking at how our streets can function better in a more broad way for all New Yorkers in different modes. The very first bike lane that we put in was on 9th Avenue in Manhattan. It was sort of like all hell broke loose and everybody was questioning how the street would function and would it work. And so there was like literally no vehicular impact, there was no gridlock, and everything went fine. From there, we kept doing more and more of those types of spaces. And so that is what we did in Times Square. We took Broadway out of the grid, we turned it into pedestrian plazas. Of course, there was like tremendous worry, but again, we saw there that the area has functioned beautifully. And now if you go to Times Square, you can't imagine how it was before we had those pedestrian plazas.
He was asking if we could do street markings in a park and ride parking lot. It's the parking lot on the corner that's circled there.
Are there any markings left? One of the things I'm most proud of that the agency delivered was during COVID, the outdoor dining program. I was there from start to finish. Over the course of literally one weekend, we stood up the outdoor dining program. We put out all of our inspectors, we developed some quick guidelines, we started sharing information with all the restaurants, and during COVID, we saved about 100,000 jobs because we were able to step up the outdoor dining program. And now we're going into the permanent program, but New Yorkers love to eat outside. We're constantly thinking of new approaches. In the last few years, our Open Street program has really grown. And so many New Yorkers have fallen in love with the Open Streets program. People are like meandering down the streets in the evenings. They're stopping to chat with their neighbors. There's great programming. And we've seen what we can do when we take these streets and we use them for other purposes. Every day seeing what we've done, going out in the street and seeing the product of our work, seeing the street redesigns and seeing how people are using them and navigating. That's what I love about DOT, how tangible it is.